world of you to try crime. Careful sight. Everything else. Seems we have some problems here with the Wells family. Someone had mentioned in a comment that an aunt of this poor little girl was also missing from 2009, Wisconsin. 2009. I don't know. More than a decade before, Summer Wells seemingly vanished without a trace. Her aunt also went missing and was never found. And now Summer's dad says the disappearance of Rose Bly, Bly is the father. I thought it might have been the boyfriend, but it ain't. Haunts him when he thinks about his daughter. Well, something's fishy there too, you know. One can only sit there and say, this woman's car was found 5 miles at a truck stop. Geez, it just, like I say, I'm not pointing no fingers, no nothing, not accusing nobody, but something needs to be pointed around the family itself. You know, backgrounds mean a lot. Sometimes, you know, backgrounds get, you know, people involved that shouldn't have been involved. You never stop looking either. 10th anniversary. The mother of Rose. There's also someone's grandmother talk about the heartache. I mean, all this just goes over and says they're right. This woman is just mysteriously, you know, vanishes off the face of the earth. And now, the 5-year-old. She was last seen leaving home in St. Croix Falls. Meet a cousin for drinks, but never made it. Now, like I say, there's only a couple things that could have happened, obviously, between both of these poor, unexpected victims. The first one would be family member, or a family member involved in something, and unfortunately, right, family members suffer the consequences for someone's mistake. Or two, there was a serial killer, and but how ironic would it be for a serial killer to just abduct 2 family members, from the same family, or stalk them, but yet, you know, wait a decade later, 2009, 2021, I'm trying to think how friggin' long it's been now. Well, 2009 to 2019, right? It would have been 9 years, so yeah, this would be 10 years, I guess. Oh, it would be 10 years, 2009, so 11 years, 21. Yeah, that's bizarre. If there was a murder, a serial killer, or I don't know. The only thing I can come up with this is, of any thought theory idea, is that someone don't like this family. If that's the case, and if you look at both the woman and the kid, they do have some similarities of blondness. Yeah, someone could, I mean, it's tough to say. Someone just honestly could just have that tunnel vision on a person. What do you call it? If someone looks a certain way, and I've heard of this, well, I forgot where I heard it, but something about how somebody looks. And yeah, it's got to do with people like Ted Bundy. He only did he only killed long, dark-haired women that looked like his mother. Of course, that guy's relationship with his mother was probably, ridiculously, disgustingly sick. Who knows what could have happened, but if this person had a, infatuation with blondes but didn't like them, or it reminded him of somebody, well, then that would bring the motive in of, bear with me, would bring the motive into play. But if they knew the family, and who knows, they could have dumped somebody, or could have been in a relationship. That's another thing to think about. If you get into a relationship with somebody and don't work out, but that person is obsessed with that person. And phone shut off. And it's raining out. I love this. Freaking rain don't just go away. I wish it would be like, I wish rain and snow would happen in the middle of the night. That'd be it. Daytime clear. Middle of the night, rain, snow, I don't care. Just do it. But the thought of, the turn down. Someone like you don't like them, and you try and turn them away the best proper way you can. Rejection. She could have rejected somebody and held it against this family or whatnot, but that's just a thought theory idea, and what's the chances of that happening though? What is the chance of the guy coming back and saying, oh, this looks like her, has a flashback and kills the little girl? And that would only be if the family knew this person. Or, right, I mean, that it would be insane to think of, something like that. Something to think about. Thought theory idea. Like I say, when you're going to do this stuff, you gotta let your imagination run wild. To catch a killer, you gotta think like a killer. And I mean, you gotta think of all the possible things in between. But I mean, if I was a person and that would be the only thing I can think of that would make someone come along and get rejected, or knew the family and didn't like them. That would be the only thing I could think of, though. Right. If I wanted to kidnap this little girl because she looked like her aunt, and it gave me that flashback. So I mean, with that being said, this story just a lot of things coming out. It's insane. It's gonna haunt the husband here, the father, and the brother. But it's only getting worse in their behalf, I mean. And what really, really matters in a case like this is right. And it sucks to say. Someone wrote to me. I don't know, I might write back and ask him this question. But I got an email because someone's trying to open up a car lot in Fitchburg. And they literally asked me, then I don't even know where to go with this, because it's not like I run the town. They asked me how would I get, the mayor to get their operation of selling cars, pretty much if I could help them do that. And I've been debating on if I should go with this, and I don't know how and why they would want to ask me to talk to the mayor, but what's stopping me on this subject is because the background of the car lot. And this is the only thing I can come up with this. And I mean, I was debating if I want to email them back. And I mean, I asked them, what would you like me to do? Because they were asking me to help them with something. Open a business. What would you like me to do? I said, talk to the mayor. And I'm like, all right. But, this is the catch. Because the car lot before these people, now see, this is the catch. And why am I using this as an example? Because of the background of the person before. And the question I would ask this person, and did you know, or this is what I would have said, or I will say if I do go to email them, did you know or you related to the previous owner? And I have to wait for that response. And if they say, no, we never knew the owner from before, then I'd say, all right, this. But if they say, yeah, that's my relative, or that's my friend, or, yeah, he sold us the company, and he had to get out of here, and I'll be telling them, you know what, I'm sorry, people. Because if you know that person, and if you are affiliated with that, that's probably why the mayor ain't allowing that car lot to open up. Because unfortunately, that guy ripped off a handicapped person. Sold him a bad car. And it got so bad that he had to shut down his operation. I mean, it was that bad of a deal. I don't know what really fully went on, but that's what was in the paper. That's what the story claimed. And right. So now I know, if I was to comment to this person, I would have to ask these questions. And if they're affiliated some way, well, there you go. So see how I use a perfect example, the background of one's family. Now, so I'm not going to rag on nobody, because the background of my family, I got one nut that is very bad. And I call him a nut. And it's my older brother. And we're not talking. And why? Because that nut did some bad things that he shouldn't have done. Especially using my name. And like I've said before, me and him got into conflicts because of our bad drinking. Well, he's got more problems of drugs with him, but I had a bad drinking problem, he had a drinking and drug problem, and it didn't click between us. And what he has hanging over his head now, oh yeah, I wouldn't put $1 or I would put $1,000 on a bet anywhere down the road that this stupid idiot and what he has done in the past, I wouldn't be surprised if that reputation he has would catch up with me and someone would confront me about something of what he did. I'm not going to say anything right. All I can say is that I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, but he's worse than me. And as you can see, right, if I was to get confronted by, yo, brother, he owes me, say he owes me money, I'll be telling him, shit, you know what, you go take it up with him. Get up out of my face, or you're going to get hurt. Because that's the type of people he rounds up. He rounds up them people that would take a life. for payment. And that's all I'll say. So, that being said, in a couple murders here online that I've been covering, something has came up of that nature too, especially out there in the Delphi murders. I don't want to put no family under the bus. Like I say, my family ain't perfect either, but it's just a thought theory idea, folks, and it is something to think about. If you do get caught up in bad stuff, which I would say the mother and father of this girl, or even this aunt, what if it came up? Alright? I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying this is the truth. I'm not saying this is the fact. I'm not saying this is the answer. All I'm saying is if these parents have been caught up and they got some bad reputation themselves, if they got caught up in someone else with a bad reputation and they owe somebody something, yeah, thought theory idea. Yep. I'll tell you, folks, I've been around the block, met a lot of people, met a lot of whack jobs, met a lot of people that would do something like this. Not proud of it, and I would never, ever continue a friendship or a relationship or whatever the case may be with that person. All I can say is that something is fishy, suspicious in this case, and when you got two things like this, whoa. Something will be looked up in the background history. Hey, maybe it could just be the aunt. I can't even say that. Aunt got up and just left. Because if that's the case, then why would the kid just get up and leave? Because she was 5 years old. She ain't thinking of leaving. She's thinking of what she's going to get her little, sticky little fingers into next. Oh, man. Poor kids, man. Poor people. Just disappear off the face of this earth. It's sick. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be stopped. Something should be with the hammer on the nail and slammed very hard so people stop doing mysterious things. Yeah, that's my thoughts, theories, ideas, folks. And this case just another one getting out of the way, boy. Going off the tracks looks insane. It's unbelievable when stuff like this happens. And it only happens because they see other things that happen, and other things that get away with stuff, and the proper hammer ain't brought down. But be safe, take care, always beware, people. Always beware. Keep your eyes peeled in the back of your head, man. I do every day. My eyes and head are friggin' bobbing back and forth like a bobber. I'm always looking, I'm always prepared, and I've always got something for a surprise attack. And that's song reference to Tora Tora. Great band from the late 80s. It's too bad it didn't stay around, man. Till the next video, folks. Out.